Hi, everybody. It's time for us to go ahead and get started. It is a little after 10 o'clock, and I am speaking to you from my home office. Hi, everybody. It is a little after 10 o'clock, and we are ready to go ahead and get started. I'm speaking to you from my home office in Minnesota. It's a little chilly here, but I love it. It's the land of 10,000 lakes, and I find it to be enchanting, even when it's below 4 degrees outside. So a little bit about me. I am an Intuit Premier reseller with Intuit. I specialize in Intuit Field Service Management, and you can find my website on the national website QuickBooks has, quickbooks.corrigo.com/local experts. And you can also check out my website at fieldserviceadvisors.com. And please call me or email me after the webinar is over if you have questions about getting started on Intuit Field Service Management and what that process looks like for your company. If you're already a client of Intuit Field Service, I'd love to help you with any additional questions that you have about the product, about the current use right now. So, what is Intuit Field Service Management? And it's a QuickBooks work order scheduling cloud-based system, and it's designed for companies that do service work. It does handle project management work as well, but if you only have project management work and not service work, I don't know if it would be the right system for you. You would have to have some kind of service work in order for this to make it worth your while. So, who is it ideal for? It's ideal for heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, garage door, alarm security, and many, many more companies. So here are some of the benefits of using Intuit Field Service Management, and we are going to go through those today. And so here's some of that pricing. And then the pricing I don't have on here is if you go above 40 users, it goes down to $28. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm just going to be discussing a little bit of the time card module, as well as just talking about the importance of adding some flags to your invoices once you've completed them and you're ready to go ahead and get down to getting those over to QuickBooks. So let's go ahead and create some work orders to get started. Just search for one of my residential customers, Tara. I'm going to do a furnace install here. And I'm going to schedule it for today at 2 o'clock. And I'm going to assign Roger Simmons as one of the helpers. I'm going to put a 4-hour arrival window on that work order. Okay, and then let's go search for another customer of mine. And maybe this one is refrigeration repair. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and finish it off now. All right, so let's get up my iPad on the screen. Okay, so I can see I've got 2 work orders waiting for me to get picked up. Julie King, and Tara Welsh. So I'm going to, before I do this, I'm going to just check to see. All right, so I'm just going to open up my first work order, Julie King. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up and start my work just by coming over here and clicking on the status, which drives the whole work order. So once you click start or en route, it'll start tracking your time. And once you've hit pause or complete, it'll post your time to the time card. So that would be the work order feeding the time card. If you wanted it to just when they log into the app, the other option is when they log into the app in the morning, it would start tracking their time. And when they log out of the app at the end of the day, it would post their time. So that is another way to do it, just like an auto login. If you do want the work orders feeding the time card so they're paid exactly for what they did on the job, and then the drive time in between, you would just go ahead and choose the work order feeding the time card. Okay, so I am going to go back to the work order that I've already picked up. So my work's been started. I'm doing a evaporator coil. I'm repairing one today. So I'm going to go ahead and hit complete and make a note here. I was able to fix the evaporator coil. I was on site for 1 hour period. And I can add it as a piece of equipment if I wanted to. And I could edit those attributes. Okay, so I've got enough attributes in here and I'm going to complete it. And that helps with the work order history. So now that I'm done with the job, I'm going to go ahead and take a payment. And these are the price list items. And you can have the labor loaded in if you want. And I'm going to go ahead and get a payment. And I can see I've got all my credit card options in here. So let me just go back. Who was this? This was Julie. And then I'm glad I forgot. I got to get a signature. Oh, let's go back. That's on the work order. I want to do it on the invoice. So we can go ahead and sign that invoice. Okay, accept it. And now I'm ready to go ahead and get a payment. So I'm going to do a check. And it was oh, I'm so sorry. Just let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm selecting check. I'm going to put the work order number here. I email that over to the customer, and let's go to my next one here. Okay. I'm doing an installation of a furnace. Okay, pick up and start. Get some photos if I'd like. Oh, here's my backyard. It's full of snow. Bet yours is too. Okay, let's go ahead and finish our work. Installed furnace, I was on site for 4 hours period. And then I'm going to add that furnace. Okay, so I'm not going to take a payment on that one. I'm going to let the office do that. So let's say what's been completed today. I can see Julie's, I've got a check here. And here, let's see, oop, I just went in that one. It was Tara. This one is the one that is not prepared. So in order to really have a great workflow and go through these invoices here, so that way you can get them over to QuickBooks, you're really going to want to turn this filter on every day, once a day to today, so you can identify which work orders have come in for today that you can immediately get over to QuickBooks. And I know you're not going to be able to get all of them over. So we are going to use a flag to let us know which ones we need to come back to and spend some more time on, because we haven't yet gotten those over to QuickBooks. And of course, then you're going to clear your filter and you're going to be able to see all of your completed work orders. And the ones that you're going to pay attention to are the ones that are going to be flagged, so you can identify those work orders and pay extra attention to them and get it done, whatever you need to get done. So let's go to the flag reasons here. It's going to be under settings, and we're going to add a new flag reason. Come back to invoice, talk to tech. Okay. So let's come to this one, Tara. Installed a furnace. I was on site for 4 hours. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. If there was some information that I needed to get from the technician, I would flag it so I could come back to it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and leave it as prepared. So that way I know that I've touched it, but I'm not yet ready to invoice it. And when you do that, it's going to come under this prepared area here under the invoice tab to let you know which invoices you've touched, but you're not ready to move yet to QuickBooks. And I go a step further. I also add a flag here, and I say, come back to invoice, because I'm not ready to move it over yet. So now I can see here, I can come back to invoice. If I wanted to make a specific note on that flag, I need to know if this is the correct labor rate or not. Ask Eric Delaney about the updated billing rates. So when I do that, I can see that it's flagged, And now I can see my note here. So I'll know when I'm ready. I've verified, I've talked with Eric, he said those rates are good. Now I can clear that flag. And now I know I'm ready to get it into the approved status so QuickBooks can take it. So now I'm going to move down to my next one, and I can see here that I've got a check because it automatically moves into the approved status. The technician brings the check back into me, and I can click here on the check and I can see which work order number it was on. It's right, and I can take the check number and reference that check number against the technician against that, and I can see here, yes, it is for work order 0035. So now the only thing to do is to open up QuickBooks and run that synchronization. So before we do that, let's go over to the time card. Can see that I've got some time that is brand new. Can see I worked 1 hour here because I do have rounding rules turned on. And I can see that I've got 0 hours worked here. So I want to change this. Maybe I was there until 10:18. And now I've got my 1 hour here. Now I'm ready to go ahead and approve this. Of course, I would want to wait until I was ready, but just let's go ahead and approve it so QuickBooks can take it over. And then it'll take over those 2 invoices as well, and you'll be able to see how that comes over. So this is going to run through here, and those jobs are going to pop under here. It's just going to look like this. It's going to post the customer name and the hours worked. So I'll come over here and this synchronization, you can run once a day, you can run it multiple times a day. I have clients that run it every 10 minutes. Or sometimes it feels like every minute, they say, because they just like those invoices and customer information to come right over. Anytime you do make a change in either place on a customer record, that information is going to be changed. And that the van there that you saw, that was tracking inventory. So if you do have your inventory turned on inside QuickBooks, Field Service Management will sense that it's turned on, and it will take the price list items that were used on the invoice, and it will update the on-hand counts once that invoice is pushed over. So that's something we can also discuss. A webinar, a broadcast of this recording is going to be sent out to everybody who attended the webinar, so you can watch it, and my information is there, so you can contact me on that email. Got one approved time card. So let's go find those invoices first. If you do have your the print turned on automatically, it will go to the print forms area. If you do have those settings turned on, it'll automatically come here. So you can see here that this does not have a payment on it. So if this is the one that was non-paid, when I'm ready to receive a payment, I can go ahead and list, check, cash, or credit card. And if you do have your Intuit's payments turned on inside QuickBooks, it is amazing. You can just get the card number and go ahead and process that payment, or you can swipe it if they do come into your store. So I wanted to show you that. Okay, so let's go ahead and say we got a check. We're done with that one. And we can go over to our other one. And this one also is paid. Let's go over to the Employee Center. And we can see that our time did come over to let us know exactly what the hours worked were for this customer. So that is all the time that I had today. I want to thank you for coming to my webinar, and here's my information. Again, make sure I don't have any questions here. Maybe somebody wrote in. All right, I don't see anything. If you do have questions, please send me an email and let me know how I can help you. Again, you can find my website, fieldserviceadvisors.com or quickbooks.corrigo.com/local experts. And here's my phone number and my email. Let me know how I can assist you. Thank you so much. Take care. Tune in next week, every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and I'll be covering a new topic. Thank you on Intuit Field Service.